Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video of answering questions that none of you thought to ask. Today I'm going to be asking a simple question of can you beat Batman Arkham Asylum without taking any damage? By the way, it's been a long time since I've played the game, much less beaten it, and I've never beaten it on normal at all. So, naturally for this challenge, I picked hard, because I wanted to make myself suffer because, well, I'm an engineering major. Anyway, loading in, you know how it starts out. Joker does some stuff, we catch him, and we're taking him back in the Batmobile. Because why? Well, because Rocksteady wanted to show that the Batmobile existed, but they didn't want to give it to us. Anyway, you guys know the rules for the run. Everything's pretty simple. Combat starts out, and the only rule for this challenge is no matter what, if I take damage, I have to restart the last checkpoint. Thankfully, the game makes it easy. By the way, one thing I'm going to mention now is I am going to try and do all of the Riddler trophies and challenges. Or not like the challenge maps, but like the riddle trophies, all that stuff. Why? Because whenever I got through the game, I was like 50% of the way done, and I just decided, you know what, why not? It's not going to kill me. Warden Sharp got to live out my dreams, and a lot of our dreams. Let's be honest here, in that outfit, we all like Harley Quinn. Yum. I don't know what I just said, but anyway, can we please just forget it? I first took damage against this Proto-Titan boss fight, and it was kind of for something stupid. I was following everything right, but I didn't jump far enough away and got hit. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep you guys up with periodic updates of how far we're going, but at least at the very end of the run, I will be telling you guys in the end what was the final total of changes, but that was our very first one. Honestly, it took way longer than I expected. I didn't have a lot of high hopes for this fight. Anyway, we did have to restart this entire run. The Proto-Titan decided to have a heart attack, which kinda surprised me. I thought it did that, but you had to damage it enough, but then I also heard, like, after I did this part, that I could have just ran around for long enough. I kinda want to test this theory. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. By the way, we have a problem. Commissioner Gordon, my Pookie, my gym bro, got kidnapped, and it was up to me, the Batman, to save him. I knew I was going to need someone to help me get that PR. I started by tracking alcohol. I don't know why he's on alcohol. We're on a strict diet of protein, and maybe just a tad bit of protein. But I figured I'd find him so we can get back to work. I ended up encountering some thugs who had guns. Honestly, you would be really surprised. It's not the guys with guns that cost me the most trouble throughout this run. It's the regular thugs who are unarmed. That doesn't make any sense, but bigger groups are a lot harder to deal with. But regular guys with guns? Child's play. Because, I mean, as long as you're actually smart about what you're doing, you're not going to encounter too many difficulties. Maybe one or two. Excuse me. The first Predator sequence is kind of like a tutorial to the entire thing. If you play your cards right, you can take almost all of them out without you even knowing. And by that I mean them, because here's the thing. The third guy, I always do a glide kick. But for the first two, silent takedowns, they don't know you're there. It's honestly pretty easy. At this point, the Joker does send 3 additional guards after you, but again, it's only 3. It's not like it's actually hard whatsoever. But from what you're seeing on the footage right now is a majority of my strategies that I used in the Predator sequences, just because I didn't think of any other gadgets or anything that might help. Faster, direct, as long as I didn't take damage, I did not care. We found Frank Bowles. He's the one who kidnapped my gym bro. And listen, I don't want to judge what people are into, but I don't want to know what he was using that mouth for when he died. Seriously, why is it green? Back outside, we finally got prepared. The air was beautiful. I was ready to touch some grass, and the moon was lovely. I may not be a vampire gentleman, but I am many, many things, including a night owl. By the way, I just said gentlemen and not ladies and gentlemen. My sincerest apologies. We don't like to discriminate around here. We just mock and tease. I had to make a pit stop at the Batmobile and beat some thugs up, just because, well, it's my car. I don't want them messing with my car, but I will tell you what, I really, really wish it was a Camaro. Why? Because I like Camaros. I know they're kind of tacky, and I will get called a nerd for this, but if I ever get a Camaro, you best believe that it is going to be painted yellow and black stripes. But first, I'm getting a motorcycle. Anyway, you guys are kind of getting a taste of what it's similar like now that you're seeing I don't have the counter. I don't remember if I mentioned that earlier in the video. I am really bad at scripts, but it doesn't seem too hard now, but later on in the run, not having those counter prompts is really going to affect how long everything takes me. I finally acquired the gel, which would be more instrumental than you would honestly think. This is by far one of the most useful gadgets in this run. Then, I decided to stop into the visitor room early just to see if anything would happen. This small little cutscene is it. I think you're supposed to do this at the very end of the game, but I didn't just because I was curious to see if anything new would pop up. Nothing really did. This was just kind of a waste of time, I guess. Inside the medical facility is where I encountered some trouble on me and my dumbness. See, I'm not great at planning, or at least I wasn't. I assumed that the thug's vision was not as good as it once is. See, here was my plan. Drop down, take this guy out, get back up to the rafters, and then get another guy. But he saw me from all the way on the other side of the room, and before I could get away, he pulls out his gun and shoots me with bullets. These hurt my feelings. The second time around, I was much more prepared. I made traps, and I had a plan, and of course, I pounded his ass into the ground. Pause. I'm so sorry about that. I got a little side quest from there where I had to save 3 different doctors in different scenarios. Things were, honestly, they're getting rough. But so far, we're still doing okay. The first one, you just blow up some walls. There's really nothing that you can do to fail this section. But, you know, this one is a little bit trickier just because I do believe I took damage here, but I couldn't remember. I think if I put it in here, then it is. Otherwise, I had to take it out to save time, but I probably still took damage here at least once. The third section, however, is much more fun because of what I did. See, this room you're supposed to slowly turn on the fans to get rid of the gas, but I wanted to run a simple and torturous experiment. This thug here, you're supposed to drop him onto this roof, he breaks it, and then you immediately hit the last fan, saving him. But I wanted to wait and see what happened, so now we wait. Okay, nothing's really happening here, so let's just move on. I guess the game really won't let me kill him. I tried my best, I promise. Unfortunately, we were too late. They killed him. My gym bro. I would break that PR just for him. Scarecrow, he put me in a weird merry-go-round situation, like right after he didn't give me any time to grieve. By the way, anytime I fail at any of these, that counts as another, reset. Obviously. Scarecrow got me not once, surprisingly, but he got me twice because I'm really bad at this. I ended up blasting him with some light, which kills him. I don't really know, but I thought I was the emo one here. By the way, guess what? Pookie's alive. If you don't know how, well, I'll tell you. Turns out the guy that died, it was just a random guard, so we really don't care about him. I did manage to save him pretty fast because, well, all you have to do is avoid getting seen, so boom, pretty easy. Pookie was freed, and then we had another problem. Bane. This guy was my bane. I meant to say like bane of existence, but I kind of forgot the joke like midway. Either way, this guy, he is the one who's always trying to one-up me. But it's okay. He's got the intelligence of a high schooler. Honestly, the boss fight's really unremarkable. I had 1 bit of damage the entire time. The rest of it was pretty easy. I mean, it's just a standard Titan fight. The only difference is they give a little bit more build-up to this one just because it's Bane. He's not a regular character. He's an actual supervillain. Even then, this fight just doesn't do him justice. So, skip. I did get to hit him with my car, though, and let me tell you, I wish it killed him, but unfortunately, I played Arkham Asylum. He lives. I got my buddy off of the island, and I told him, go hit some PR on the bench press. I'll join you later. I took damage a couple more times on this one fight that was completely unnecessary and arrived at the Batcave. And I started looking through the files. I was going to get every information I could about this new protein I heard coming out. Frankly, this would be a great place for an ad if I was actually big enough and good enough of a creator to get sponsors. I also got the Bat Glock. I am really going to like this toy for now, at least. I took a bit more damage, and then I got a jump scare from Killer Croc, and then you'll never guess what happened. I took some damage. I arrived inside the Great Hall. I don't know what happened here. I think like my controller died, but I took damage here, and I did reset. I just don't know what happened. The next time I loaded in, I made sure to beat these guys up for what they had done to me, because I don't really know what happened. Again, I don't have anything in my notes about why I just stood there, but I have to assume my controller died. And then we had this fun bit. I got shot with bullets so fast, it made me forget, why the hell am I even in this mansion? Like seriously, I could not remember. But I did remember in the end, mainly because I found the fingerprints. Dr. Young created a formula for the Joker that he wants. I'm assuming it's a new muscle milk or something like that, and I need to destroy it. Taking one bit of damage later, I ended up bullying this guy with the batarang. Like, this is straight up abuse. Whenever I finally decided to knock him out of his misery, he held his head in shame after what I had done to him. I ended up destroying the formula because I knew that stuff needs to die out. The game told me I was in Wayne Manor for some odd reason, and unlimited paperwork! Yeah, I died in this Scarecrow segment. Kinda bad at these. We woke up in the main hall, and I kept thinking, man, I gotta cut out the fentanyl, man. That stuff is gonna kill me. Oh, by the way, Victor Zsasz is back again, and he kidnapped Dr. Young. But luckily, if you just wait until he pops his head out and you throw a batarang, that's the only thing you need to take him down. It's that easy. Dr. Young, of course, ends up dying. By the way, head count. Not including these bits of damage, we're at roughly about 18 resets. And actually, I think that might be counting them. I can't remember. This script is so unorganized. I took some damage later in another fight, and then I arrived and found, oh my gosh, National Geographic is gonna love these guys. And I know I'm gonna love them. Poison Ivy was freed, and I'm mainly putting this here because all of us know exactly why we liked this scene whenever we were kids. See, okay, we all know exactly why we liked it, and it's not what you think. It is not what you think. Gentlemen, don't show this to your girlfriend. She will kill you. And potentially me, but who knows. I ended up freeing Quincy Sharp, but I really didn't care about him. He gave me codes. That's all I needed him for. He could rot for all I care. I've got formula. By the way, remember these guys earlier? They're pretty easy. You counter them once, and then a ground pound. They really don't do much. I did end up... Harley Quinn taunted me, and then we got into a fight. And by that I mean she sent her thugs after me. This fight was tricky because of the boxes around here. See, if they get into those boxes, they get a nice something called guns. And I don't like these guys getting access to guns, but I still get punched. I got punched quite a bit, actually, but then I decided, sending people flying. And it worked so well, I had to do it again. And then I got into this fight. This is the technical boss fight for Harley Quinn, even though you fight more thugs. But you see the floor? This one's really cool because every now and then the floor will light up in one of the sections. If you're on that section after its wind-up period, you get shocked, which you would think would be bad. Honestly, this made it kind of easier because sometimes thugs would be standing on it and they would get taken out. I didn't even have to do anything. It was so beautiful. It almost made me cry. But I did make sure to send more guys into the abyss. Back to back to back. It was all really easy. Harley Quinn went down in a single blow. By the way, at the current point, we are sitting at a healthy 23 resets. Trust me, that number is going to go up before long. But don't worry, for all you guys out there, I did inspect the merchandise before I captured her. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to National Geographic, where today we cover the wild American art majors. They are all pretty weak individually, but they can swarm in herds. They do not take much effort to take down, but you still need to be careful. One often pulls the distraction, while the other one sneakily jumps on your back to try and suck out your life force, and this will cause damage. By the way, if you see one on a high ledge, don't worry. Aim your batarang or throwing device and hit them, preferably in the head. Don't worry, they may die, they may live. Either way, it's better than their current existence. On the inside, I found these two thugs and I ended up throwing a batarang at them just to see what would happen. They ended up doing their best jiggle impression whenever they hit the electrified fence. So, 10 out of 10. I love it. I attempted to have a staring contest with this one guard. He wasn't that big into it and shot me. I got hit quite a few more times in the botanical gardens, and Joker pulled out a gun on me and shot his own guys. I don't know why he did it, but he did it. That's why he did it. 2 Titans. You would think this would be a hard encounter, considering that there's 2 of them. Honestly, this was insanely easy. I didn't take damage a single time during this fight. In fact, the hard part was just that it took so long to actually get through. Cause see, I found it best to just let these guys keep charging over and over, so then I didn't leave myself open to too many attacks from them. I did eventually take them both down. It just took me well over 5 minutes, and we don't have time for that here. We got things to do, people to see, more people to punch, yada. I ended up meeting Poison Ivy. I wanted to take her on a date. I knew if I could prove to my gym bro I got the Riz. I don't even know why I just said that, but I knew he needed my help. I got shot 1 more time, 2 more times, and yeah, Joker gave Ivy the Titan formula, so shit. Aaron Cash was my next stop. See, I needed his help to get into Killer Croc's lair in order to get the spores I needed to create an antidote to the Titan formula. Lovely. I ended up taking damage about 3-ish more times, and then almost died to a bomb because I forgot these things were on a timer, but luckily saved myself at the last second. Everything was going well, the dialogue was really weird, and then you'll never guess what happened. My game crashed. I was super worried at this point that I would end up having to restart the entire run, because granted, I could potentially do better, but about close to 30-ish resets, there's no point in me trying to restart, except you already know the truth. It's not a restart at all, this is a scripted sequence in the game, and of course, we die. I didn't count this one because there is nothing you can do, despite the game's message whenever it's showing you the mission failed screen. There is nothing you can do to get around this, so I don't want to hear anyone saying, why didn't I count this? I'm tired. I did take damage quite a few times during this fight just because I wasn't paying attention or I'm just really bad at the game. I did manage to beat Scarecrow though, and then he decided to stab my arm with his needles. I didn't appreciate that, so I knew I would kill him later. This fight was annoying, but bearable. Before I could kill Scarecrow, however, Killer Croc tried to. I tried to save him so I could kill him, but it didn't work. Instead, he jumped into the river, never to be seen again, with Scarecrow. I honestly thought Scarecrow died here, but I guess it's not the case. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about Killer Croc's lair just because it's a long sequence of walking, but similar rules to the Scarecrow run. Anytime that I fail in Killer Croc's, it gets counted as 1 reset. You want to know how many it took? It was 2 resets before I sent Killer Croc into the abyss in the sewers. I took some more damage getting out of the sewers, and I upgraded my backlock. I had the tools, I had the equipment. Behold, the Ultra Backclaw, or as I call it, the Ultra Tri Backlock. This thing could hurt enemies at 3 times the pace. I was in love. I tried to swim in the green murky water here just to see if it could be done. It can't. Like all my other dreams, it's a failure. I got stuck in this singular spot on here in a glitch. I ended up taking damage, so I still had to count it nevertheless, but I still thought it was kind of funny that I got stuck here. The second time around, I basically just used the Tri Backlock to pull them all down. There was still one guy up top, but either easy. More gunshots, and a lot of gunshots in this one room, and then we came to hell. Guys, this was the hardest room of the entire fight. Like, not even every boss fight together was as bad as this. Like, y'all, I think we went in with close to, like, 55 resets at this point, and I ended it with a goddamn, like, 102 resets on this section alone. This was just hell after another. I spent over 2 hours trying to complete this room. I hate this run so much. Can I please just go home? I did get shot once, and then the Poison Ivy fight. I was prepared for this. I mean, after all, it couldn't be nearly as bad as the pipe room, right? Right? Honestly, no. See, there's checkpoints in between each phase, so the phase 1 fight, there's no one really there to, fight you in this section whenever she's just sprouting her vines, so it's pretty easy. Phase 2 took a minute, but again, not really that bad. I ended up playing the final explosive on her, and she didn't want it. But since she rejected my date, I knew if no one can have her, then perfect. Besides, I prefer Latinas anyway. Joker invited me to a party, but I knew all was not over. I needed to get all of the Riddler challenges completed first, which I did. It took a few hours, but I got all of the trophies, all of his tapes, all the Joker teeth. Frankly, the Joker teeth was the hardest part, and it was in the Arkham Mansion, like the ones right above Quincy Sharp's office. They're the ones that took me so goddamn long to do. I was so mad. The Visitor Center fight was another bit of hell. See, I kept going and going and going, thinking, you know what, I can skip, but no, I need to be better. I need to be greater. But then I gave up. I needed this challenge to be over, so I just went ahead and went inside, took more damage to these Titan guys, which sucked, but it was finally time. Joker revealed that he in fact somehow kidnapped my gym bro once again, and he offered me some protein if I took a bullet for him long ago. And you know what? It's better than Chipotle, so I took this bullet for him. I love him, and he will not die. Joker, in defiance, injected himself and got a really bad haircut. Like, goddamn. Also, dude, is that fucking acne on his shoulders? Like, dude. What the fuck? Oh my god, that looks awful. Ew. Okay, I guess we have a final boss fight on top of Joker's face, huh? Shit, maybe I could pop a zit. This fight starts out really simple. I did take damage on my first run just because I didn't know how to time things out, but if you just run in a circle in this initial part, you're going to be pretty good. Just don't get hit. Yeah, lovely. The next phase was a lot harder, but again, we were starting this one with a healthy 220 resets, and then all these thugs around here were the ones who were making the fight difficult. See, if you didn't eliminate all of them before the Joker's done turning around and smiling at the camera, he sends in more goons, which is really bad. But this fight also took a couple of hours, so I'm going to skip over quite a bit of it. You can see I took quite a bit of damage around here, but you know what? We did it. We eventually beat the game. I got super lucky with all of these thugs. That guy hit himself against the back wall, which was great. A ground takedown, finished the last one off, and I pulled out the Ultra Tri back Glock, and I pulled the Joker by rapid tapping X. I pulled and more pulling. God, it takes a lot of pulling. The Joker fell and he got shocked, but this isn't what finished him. What finished him was a punch from the explosive gel. See, I told you the explosive gel was going to be the king here. And we beat Batman Arkham Asylum without taking damage in 279 total resets. Alright guys, real quick before I go, I just wanted to say I'm super sorry for this chaotic video. This is one that I was putting off a long time. I started it actually before, finals and everything in college, so it's on me. This one has been really rushed, but either way, I hope you guys still enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what future challenges you guys want to see. I have more on the way, and you know what? I hope you all have a fantastic day.